Hi, my name is Edward Slueue, and I'm submitting for the role of Brendan Fuller. And I also read the script. I read it twice and thoroughly because I just didn't want to breeze through it and read it. I wanted to understand it and really put myself in the scene and in the character. Yes, there's a lot of it that I like, and there's some key points that I also drew out of it. Um, to start off, I love the relationship between Nick and Branden. That is something I can relate to and bring forth to the film with passion because, and growing up, I had a lot of father figure like type of people in my life, and I really like his character. I really like his breakdown. And reading it, I like the opening. I like the opening of the film with Hennix. I also like how he exposed Tyler Simpson. I like the raw images that it will bring forth in the beginning with how he dealt with Tyler. Um, I like how Graham scratches his groin. That's very funny. That's something that made me laugh. And I like the sex scenes also. It has some pretty good sex scenes, which I know in today's films, the sex scenes has to be something that's pretty good, and I like the breakdown of it, how it goes through. And I like also the exchange between Alexi and John. I love the love triangle and the love triangle with Emily. The love triangles in films are always interesting. They're very they catches the viewer's eyes, and there's something to talk about. It's something to give the viewers to talk about. I really like about that too. And I love the headband, the cell phone. I really like that. That's pretty cool. That's something that that's really cool because I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, that's something that seems very possible to do in the future, and I really like how they put that in the film. That's really cool. That's really cool. And I also like Brandon's first scene. I love I love his whole character basically. I just love how he's in the movie, his whole character, him, his mom, his stepdad triangle. That's something I can really relate to because growing up I didn't have I grew up without my father either, and I had a stepdad even longer than Brandon has in the film, which I can really relate to, and being peer pressure to exceed and to your parents' ambitions and expectations to try to like they try to make you do what they want. I mean, try to make you exceed above their expectations, and that's basically I like that also, and I like the exchange between the armed man and mom in the beginning of the film. I like that also. And I also like the line about the baby soft skin and in the Pampers commercial. I like that line that he uses in the film. I like that. That's very funny. And I like how I like how Sham picks up the truck. It's very raw. I like that a lot. And I also like the drones attacking and all that. That's even cooler. Throughout the script, Sham is pretty funny. Throughout the script, he's pretty funny. And I also like the argument between Alexi and Emily. Arguments and debates and conversations. They make a lot of a movie, and I like that also. And I also like the deep conversation between Tyler and Emily. I like that a lot. And I like the Genghis Khan analogy. That's pretty cool also. I like how he referred that. Um and I got to understand Melvin and Brittany more deeply by their scene at Brittany's apartment. I really like that also because it made me understand their character even more deeply. And I also like Alexi's mission of making charity be appealing. Like her her mission to how she want to make charity, make people want to give to charity willingly and be and seem cool about it. I mean, I like her plan to do that. And also I also like the marriage scene. It's a pretty nice scene. I like the fact that Nick is an actor and model. I see what I see that, and that's what I want to be. That's actually what I'm doing. And being Brandon Fuller, which I look up to Nick, is something that I can also bring forth to the film. And I like how he goes to auditions, getting big parts, having a manager that sees a huge potential in him. I like that also. Um, I also like the collaboration pitch by William. I like the pitch that he threw that he threw out there. I like that also. And I also like how Darby and Brittany came up with the name Luca. Like it's pretty cool how they came up with that name. That's how they combined it and try to come up with that name. That's pretty cool how they came up with that. And I also like the revealing from John of how Nick became supernatural. Also the scene with Brandon and Nick. I like the scene with Brandon and Nick. How he he helped them. He saved his life, and he's running behind them, following him to try to basically make sure this is a superhuman. This is not a real human because he is not hurt. Like how is it possible he's not hurt? I like that also. And I also like the part of them mentioning Liberia in the film because I'm Liberian, so I thought that was pretty cool. I like that also. And it was also an interesting debate between Patrick and his sister Olivia. I like how they was coming at each other in the apartment with the debate and all that. I like how she tried to, well, it wasn't in the apartment, but I like how she was trying to like tell him how he's acting and how she feel about him and all that. And I also like the transition of going back to when he disappeared and everyone is worried about his well-being. And I just like how the film goes from the future to the past to the future to the past. I like that. That's it's a movie that really makes you it gets you and it grasps you because you want to understand the movie and you're like it's not a dull movie at all. It keeps you entertained. I really like the script. It's not a dull script. It really keeps you entertained. I see it as a film already. That's why I keep saying movie because I see it as a film already. And I also like the graduation scene, the speech by John. I really like that also. I like the scene with the middle school at the middle school with Brandon and Jennifer. I like that also. I can relate to his weirdness and being bullied because he's too smart and stuff like that. In middle school, I was teased a lot. I was really teased throughout middle school up to high school even because growing up in middle school, you having good grades and all that as a African American in a rough neighborhood, you're not cool. That's basically not perceived as cool. So I can relate to that also. And I also like the breakdown in scene and how Nick adverted it. I really like that. Also like the guts of Melvin believing in his sonnet to pitch the business to John how he did. That really took a lot of guts and some moxie. I also like the honesty of Mr. Khan for why he didn't approve of Daniel. I like that a lot. That's pretty that's funny also. I really found that funny. I also like the altercation between Olivia and Tyler. I like that also. I also enjoyed the conversation between John and Brandon. It was a very intellectual conversation. I really like that. And I also like how eager and passionate he is about helping to stop the killings and the idea he has about how to stop it. And I also like the discussion between Brandon, Maggie, and John. It kept me on the edge of my seat as I was reading the script. It was pretty intense. It was pretty intense. I like that also. And I also like how they wanted to implement artificial intelligence. I like that also. And I also like the scene of Branden and his stepdad Buck. That is something I can really relate to. As I said, I grew up without a father, and I had a stepdad for about 10 years, which I can really relate how his stepdad, cause sometimes I get to like I remember that this is my stepdad. It's not really my dad, so it's like it's a little tough. Sometimes the stepdad wants you to accept him as your dad because he's been there for so long, but you still remember that he's not your dad. So I can really relate to that also. And I also like how after all the argument and fuss him and his stepdad had, that they could still mend things, and they could still be a family basically. I like how the scene when when he FaceTime his whole family, and still had a moment with his stepdad. I like that also. He had a very touching moment. And I also like the ending scene. I like Branden with Hennix. I also like how they created Hennix, him and Maggie. And I like the ending scene when with Branden and Hennix going to Mars, and how he sees Nick in the film. And I also like the end question by Hennix. It was pretty funny. In all, I really enjoyed reading the script. It was a pretty fun script. I read it like very thoroughly because I really I wanted to put myself in that character and really understand the script. And I feel like this is a good script. It could be a very big film, and I will hope to be a part of it because I'm very passionate about Brandon's character. I love everything about it, and I would really love the opportunity to become Brandon. That is my input about the script. Thank you. And this is Edward Slueue. Thank you very much.